Good morning, grade 6E. Welcome to class. We're going to do our geography for term 1 this morning. We're going to handle topic 1, map skills. Unit 1 is latitude and longitude on a globe. Unit 2 is hemispheres. Unit 3, latitude and longitude on a map. Let's just give you the disclaimer. The work to be done during this PowerPoint and video presentation covers the work for Term 1, Social Science, Grade 6. Proudly brought to you by Ma'am Rosie Miller. Let's start with Unit 1, Latitude and Longitude on Earth. You can go look on page 4 in your textbooks. The two important lines on the map, the equator and the Greenwich meridian. The equator divides the earth into a north and a south. The Greenwich meridian divides the earth into a east and a west. So the equator runs from the east to the west, but it divides the earth between a north and a south. The Greenwich runs from the north to the south, divides the earth into the east and the west. If you know your compass, you'll know how it works. So concentrate. It is a bit confusing, but just see how your compass works and you'll know exactly how the equator and the Greenwich meridian works. Lines that indicate the position of a place between the equator and the north or south poles are called latitude and measure in degrees, north or south. So latitude lines, they run from the west to the east or the east to the west, but they divide the earth into a north and a south pole. The longitude, long means long. So longitudes extends around the earth from the north pole to the south pole and indicates the east or the west in degrees. So longitude comes from the north to the south. It divides the earth into a east and a west. Unit 2, the SemiRound. You can look on page 7 if you want to follow in your book. An atmosphere is a round shape, like a ball. Half means half, so hemisphere is half a sphere. South Africa is in the southern hemisphere because it is south of the equator. As you can see on this little map I put on you, the prime meridian, that is your Greenwich. The equator, which runs from the west to the east or east to west, and it divides the earth into a north and a south pole. And there you see South Africa laying on the south side of the equator. Unit 3, latitude and longitude on page 10. You can read how far north or south of the equator is by looking at the latitude. It is marked on the sides of the map. You can see how far a place east or west of the Greenwich mean is by looking at the longitudes. It is marked below and above the map. The point in latitude and longitude is indicated in coordinates to find the place on a map. So coordinates is like a GP. It gives you direction. That's why nowadays we use our GPs when we don't know where a certain place is. So we do use it, and that is the coordinates. It gives you coordinates to find the specific place you are looking for. And remember, latitude and longitude. Latitude runs from east to west and longitude from north to south. Don't get confused with the two lines. Right, now we have an activity that you must do now. It's in your books, activity 5 on page 10. See if you can answer these questions for ma'am. Write them neatly in your books, please. Remember, do not leave unnecessary lines open, a line after each heading. So don't leave too many lines and do not rule off. Okay, question 1. Name 3 countries that each of the following lines run through. A, 40 degrees south. B, 120 degrees east. C, 30 degrees east. Which countries have these coordinates? 20 degrees north, 80 degrees east. B, 40 degrees north and 0 degrees, which is the equator. C, 10 degrees south and 50 degrees west. So you must use the map that's indicating the degrees on the side. You'll see. And remember, north, if you see the N, the E, the W or the S, that is where the degrees are. So you must go look at those degrees, make sure you see that the S, the E, the W and the N is there, that you can see the coordinates of the proper country, and you must write down that country that's around those coordinates. Give the coordinates for each of these countries. A, South Africa, B, Australia, C, Brazil. Try and do it. See if you can do it on your own. Thank you. Right, here's how virtual schooling is working. Number 1, settle down and prepare yourself for the day. Number 2, log in and download your first lesson of the day. There's a good chance it is maths. Number 3, knuckle down and do the work. Don't skip steps, and remember to read instructions carefully. Number 4, start your next subject. Make sure you have all your books. Number 5, during break time, move away from the computer screen. Get some water and some fresh air. Number 6, your next subject requires other books. Make sure you have them with you. Number 7, make sure you've covered the whole day's work in all your subjects. And number 8, remember to submit your work and to log off. Get a good night's rest so that you are ready for tomorrow. Here we got VTA's links. You can go into YouTube, Facebook, our school website, contact numbers and our email address. Should you have any queries or not sure of anything, you are welcome to contact us on any of these attached. Be safe and we'll speak again.